I'll be the first to admit that mistakes were made. Before the session started, I had undergone a 40-hour video binge with a good friend. I should have called it off, rescheduled, but no, I went through with it, because what kind of GM would I be if I wasn't there for my group? A GM that wouldn't have ended up in this situation, that's what. To make a long story short, a realm was opened, and it was quite magical, or maybe it doesn't count as a magical realm because the responses left me baffled and unsure of what to do. Things have quite spiraled out of control, I think. I'm playing with fire and it feels like it's in my lap, but I'm afraid to look down. To make a short story long, let me tell you about how the party came to encounter Madame Tricella's traveling Loli Brothel. It is late. At this point, I am become caffeine, warder of sleep, and jitterer of limbs. The party, elven cleric, human ranger, half-orc rogue, dwarf bard, has spent the last 4.5 hours just rolling lazily through town, cleaning up some random goblins. I have dropped some very subtle quest hooks in the form of rumors about a strange cult in the town to the north. Subtle like pink-winged mountains with lisping voices that fly to and fro through the air, but the party is not having it. Or they just want to get a job done right. Even though the mayor told them that just kicking a few goblin asses would be more than enough. Nope, we pro-goblin exterminators now, and so we go. And the longer we go, the more I feel like I might start railroading, or better yet, tie them to railroads with unbreakable magic bonds. But no, GM pride won't let me. If only my GM pride had latched onto more than one thing I wouldn't do, because I find myself thinking, what's that thing TG's always talking about that players hate? Oh yeah, fetish stuff. And sleep-deprived me hatches a plot. Maybe if I toss some fetish stuff at them, they'll leave. I'm sure my brain was like, whoa. I'm sure my brain was like, yo, what? No, what? No, how do you even... But I wasn't listening. I was a genius. And so some haunting yet catchy tune starts to float through the air. And it's not alone. A great big book is floating with it, a bag in tow. And that great big book stops in the town square, opens, and starts dropping rhymes. I'm not sure what kind of voice I was going for, but I was later told the book sounded like John Cleese. And what I said went something like this. Hello there, people, my fellows, my peers. Do me a favor, lend me your ears. Let it be known to all within reach of this sound that Madame Tricella's traveling Loli Brothel is back in town. Oh, we've got all kinds from flat to budding, and each single one is ripe for a raunchy good running. Come on down to our tent, do pull up a seat. Hell, just ask, they'll even use their feet. All you have to do is sign your name, drop your coin in a bag, think nothing of shame, have a guiltless night of merriment and revels with these darling saucy devils. To be fair, though, a warning for those that would like to wake next morning. Treat these girls right to escape being ended by nasty means drained of more fluids than you intended. But enough dark talk, come find best of all in this our sinners' festival. Note that this is an approximation. I've slept for 9 hours straight and felt dead tired. Details are fuzzy. But the book said its piece and floating candles hovered in, marking off the path towards the aforementioned tent, and my still addled self waited for the party to groan or something and move on. I don't know what I was expecting, but it didn't happen. Nor did what, in hindsight, I might have expected to happen. The party, you see, approached the book. Oh, maybe they're gonna get all high and mighty and mess it up, then leave the lurid place in a huff. If only. They each marked down their names and dropped money in the bag. Now this is when my brain finally started to catch up, and I got a serious case of the oh shits as it beat what little sense it could across my fatigued consciousness. But it was too late. I was in the soup now. Little did I know how deep and absurdly tasty it was. Alright, maybe I did know how delicious, but I thought that was only to me. Because my players just drank it down. A small apology to any reading this. I won't bore you with the many and thorough descriptions of lollies in various state of little to no dress and draped in varying amounts of scents and oils, but I rattled them off as I went through my lolly folder. So if you have waifued a lolly from some popular manga or anime, it's likely that I cast her as a whore in this train wreck of a freak show. So, sorry. And still I waited for the party to trash the place, just go wild, since they were varying degrees of good. I mean, yeah, this brothel wasn't some terrible den of evil, but come on. And with the straightest of faces, they each took a girl, the half-orc took 2, thank goodness I wasn't so far gone as to forget Fade to Blacks, Lord knows what horrors might have come about then. But blacks were faded, and some rules were made for efforts and treatments and such. The cleric, as a side note, was gifted magic lolly climaxing hands by the dice gods. And so the night went. And what did they do when they woke up, to my half-sober, half-asleep self's amazement? They patted sleeping lolly heads and demanded to see the person in charge of this establishment. Now I thought I was ready for everything at this point. But as I scrambled together a Madame Tricella, an aged lolly vampire, if it matters, they proved that I wasn't, because they started asking the madam about how well-oiled this operation was. For one, they had noticed a lack of guards. These roads were quite dangerous, talk of strange cults in the north and all. Perhaps they could help each other out. And so we ended the session with the madam seriously considering their offer. That fucking dwarf's rolls, why? He was in top bard form that morning, maybe a blessing from lollyludes, but I find myself looking toward the future with a Y-boner of mixed horror and disbelief, because I think I've somehow set in motion the traveling Loli Brothel arc of this campaign. May the Emperor have mercy on my soul. And there you have it. They left me bleary-eyed and listening to snatches of conversation about how this might be a great opportunity. A fully staffed and mobile base of operations, they said. They just run protection to start, but they were already leaping ahead. By all that is good and holy, they were excited. A fervor was in them that I'd rarely seen before. Its cause? The ramblings of an exhausted to the point of madness pervert of a DM. I'm not sure where I'm going with this or what will happen, but please, fellow GMs, don't go without sleep. Save yourselves from this strange limbo. And of course, TG, I ask you, what the nether hell should I do?